So if you are looking to do some creative testing, but you need a framework to follow, then feel free to steal this exact framework that I use, and also people in the agency that I work for use themselves. When it comes to Facebook or Google ads or TikTok ads, creative testing is very important, more so for social media advertising, when the ad creative is very, very influential to the success of the marketing campaign. In order to progress that campaign, you need to continually do little experiments to progress and improve either the ad copy or the ad creative to maximize the returns for your clients. And in order to do this, and in order to follow this, if you have a bigger project, then you need to keep it documented. And this is exactly what this framework does. So this framework will be available for download in the description. Within this Google Sheet, you also get a lot of my other frameworks, which I have. This is one's a search campaign ad copy framework for Google Ads, and this is about Performance Max ad copy. And there are some other things in it which I continually add to, so feel free to take that for completely free. You don't need to give your email or anything, you simply click, copy it and download. I put a little example in this just to go over it so I can talk over it in this video, but when you copy and paste this, you can just get rid of it and fill it with your own. So let's talk about how this is structured. So the main bulk of it is done in this section here, where you have your hypothesis and your results, but we like to start off with the boring stuff in order to make it a logical and a truly documented process. So we start off with housekeeping, and in this column here we have our campaign name, then we have our ad name, and also our test round and our owner of the test round. So this is my initials, Josh Instone. And for this example, we have the similar one I've done in this search campaign here for the ad copy here. So we have our plumbing services, but we have a creative testing framework. And then again, we have our ads name documented here. But this is where the actual details of the experiment go into. For this one, we have our testing angle. And for this example, I put including images of people within the originally graphic heavy ads. And why would I do this when we explain this in the description? This will test whether introducing people into the images improves the conversion rates. And if I could spell conversion, that would be quite nice. So basically this goes on to talk about why we're doing this in this more hypothesis, which we do detail in better detail here. We have a status bar here. So this one was done. And when you click this, you can have active, pending, or complete. So you can throw in as many in here as possible, many ideas you have as possible, and just put those as pending until they're done. So yeah, for this example, what is the resource we need for this? I mean, the only resource we need to get images of people added to our creative is just design. So we just have that in there for good housekeeping. And the length of experiment, when you run an experiment, you probably would run it for either 2 to 4 weeks. I wouldn't run an experiment for any more than 4 weeks. 2 weeks seems to be the sweet spot really at the moment, because that's enough time and enough ad spend behind the experiment to give you some concrete metrics to decipher whether this was a success or a failure or needs another experiment to follow it. So let's talk about the hypothesis section. This is broken down into our prediction, our metrics prediction, and our current metrics. So our prediction. Why am I actually doing this experiment? Why am I putting people into our ad creative? So what I have here is people buy from people. Including them within the ad will make the ad look more native and less like an ad. It will also show people are behind the company, giving it more of a personal feel. So the main prediction here is people buy from people. I don't want it to look like just a generic, heavily graphic ad. I want it to have more people in there. So our metrics predictions. So CTR will increase by 10%, and we will also reduce CPA by 10%. It's good to get some predictions of your metrics here so you can see how they differed compared to your hypothesis, which is done in the results section. And obviously we have to record where we are. Our current metrics for this advert is a CTR, click-through rate of 2.12%, and a CPA of £23. So this section here is our results section. So after the 2 weeks running time, we record our metrics, and we also have a little summary here. So the metrics recorded, we had a CTR of 2.44%, which was an increase, and we had a CPA of £18.90. So the summary of the metrics is CTR increased by 15% and CPA reduced by 17%. We were over our metrics prediction, so we can have the results, the status of as a success. If this didn't go quite to plan, we can either put it as unsuccessful or inconclusive for whatever reason. You also have the option to add some more status here by just selecting this here and adding a value. So the summary of this is, this experiment was successful. It not only exceeded the metrics in the hypothesis, but also increased engagement within the comments. So I didn't include this here, but maybe one to include would have been talking about the engagement increasing. And then we talk about what's happening next. So we found our results. What's going to happen next after this? Does this require more testing, or is this fully complete, or do we have concrete evidence? Most of the time it's going to lead on to another experiment, because that's the whole premises of creative testing. It's small incremental improvements to your ad creative or your ad copy. So the action we have here to choose from is either complete additional testing or next experiment. For this one, we've chosen next experiments, and the next steps are including people in the ad creative has proven a success. Following from this, the gender, age, and formality of the clothing worn should be tested. So we know people in the adverts is good. We want to include this in all the ads from now on. But how can we possibly improve the conversion rate further? And this is by testing different types of people, different clothing, different genders. So from this, we've obviously concluded that we have more experiments to do, but this one was a success. And then again, I do talk about this in this section here. So this would be the next experiment. Let's just run over it quickly. So for this one, we are testing the following age ranges of people within the ad: 20 to 30, 30 to 50, and 50 to 70. So this is people that the design team will just place into the advert. So we'll have 3 different ads potentially at these different age ranges. So the description is, due to the age range targeted within the ads being 20 to 64 plus, we want to see which age range of people used within the ads gets the most conversions. So this one hasn't started yet, so our status is as pending, and we need the resources of design, and the length of experiment is going to be 2 weeks. So the prediction. After reviewing the demographic of customers, the age range predictions to perform well would be 30 to 50 year olds. And we don't have any predictions here, but this is the follow on. So yeah, that's an example of how you can use the creative testing framework here. This is available for download in the description. So feel free to download this, make a copy simply by going to this little bit here, and you go copy to new spreadsheet or existing spreadsheet. That's how you do that. And also check out the other tabs I have in this. They're very useful. I put a lot of effort into this, so I use this all the time, and so do people in the agency I work for. So feel free to steal it for free. Okay, thank you guys. I'll see you in the next one.